Welcome back, my most ambitious learners. It is absolutely wonderful that you have chosen to master the English language. Let's embark on this journey together. And the mission for today's lesson is speaking English without fear or hesitation. We are going to break down the walls of the silent barrier and find the joy in using your voice, even if you are just starting out. The Girl Who Found Her Voice in a Teacup. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Victor. Victor was a brilliant student of English. He knew every irregular verb by heart. He could explain the difference between the present perfect and the past simple better than a university professor. He could read thick novels by Charles Dickens. But Victor had a ghost that followed him everywhere. It was the ghost of silence. Whenever a tourist approached Victor on the street and asked, "Excuse me, could you tell me the way to the museum?" Victor's brain would suddenly turn into a block of ice. His heart would race, his face would turn as red as a tomato, and he would stammer, I, sorry, and walk away as fast as possible. Victor suffered from the most common disease among language learners, the language barrier. He was terrified of making a mistake. He was afraid people would laugh at his accent. He was waiting for the day he became perfect before he allowed himself to speak. One day, Victor was sitting on a park bench, looking sadly at his English textbook. His neighbor, Mrs. Gable, an elderly lady who had traveled the whole world, sat down next to him. "Victor," she said, noticing his gloomy face, "a language is not a secret code you keep in your head. It's a bridge you build to others. But you can't build a bridge if you are afraid to pick up the first stone." "But, Mrs. Gable," Victor sighed, "my English is terrible. My grammar is a mess, and I sound like a rusty gate." Mrs. Gable laughed. "Then start by talking to the gate. Let me tell you a secret. Your brain doesn't care if your audience is a human or a teapot. It just needs to hear your voice." That evening, Victor decided to try something radical. He went into his kitchen to make pasta. Usually, he did this in silence, but today, he became a commentator for a sports channel. "And now Victor is taking the pot," he announced to his stove. "He's filling it with water. Look at that precision. Now he's searching for the salt. Where is the salt? Oh, there it is, behind the olive oil. Incredible performance." At first, he felt ridiculous. He felt like he should call a doctor for his mental health. But after 10 minutes, something changed. He stopped thinking about grammar. He wasn't worried about the correct tense. He was simply using the language to describe his reality. His tongue was getting used to the L and the R and the th. He was thinking in English because he didn't have time to translate while the water was boiling. The next day, Victor took it a step further. He loved the song Wonderwall by Oasis. Usually, he just hummed the melody, but today, he turned the shower into a concert hall. He sang the lyrics loudly. He mimicked the singer's accent. He shouted the words. When he couldn't remember a word, he made up a funny sound or substituted it with another English word. Singing is a cheat code for language learners. It teaches you connected speech, how words flow together like a river instead of jumping like stones. It helps you master rhythm and intonation. By the time Victor stepped out of the shower and dried his hair, he felt 10 times more confident. He wasn't just a student, he was an English speaker. The following week, Victor practiced the mirror technique. He stood in front of his bathroom mirror and told himself about his day.
Today was a bit stressful at work, Victor. My boss was grumpy, but I finished my report on time. I think I deserve a pizza tonight. He watched his mouth move. He noticed that when he smiled, his English sounded better. He learned that communication is 70% confidence and only 30% grammar. If you speak with a smile and a clear voice, people will understand you even if you miss an article or a preposition. A month passed. One morning, Victor was at a bus stop when a woman dropped her map. "Oh, thank you," she said in English. "I'm so lost. Do you know where the Central Park is?" The ice in Victor's brain started to crack, but this time he remembered the pasta, the shower, and the mirror. He smiled. "Yes, of course," Victor said. His voice was a little shaky, but it was there. "Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. You can't miss it. It is very beautiful today." The woman beamed. "Thank you so much. Your English is wonderful, so clear." Victor stood there, stunned. She didn't notice that he used is instead of will be for a split second. She didn't care about his accent. She only cared that he had helped her. The bridge was built. The ghost of silence had disappeared. The moral of the story: my dear students, your English is like a musical instrument. You can read books about how to play the piano for 10 years, but you will never make music until you press the keys. Talk to yourself. Narrate your life. Your cat, your coffee machine, and your steering wheel are the best listeners. They never judge. Describe your world. When you walk down the street, name the things you see. A red car, a tall tree, a busy woman. Sing your heart out. Music helps your brain memorize phrases without effort. Embrace your mistakes. Every mistake is a sign that you are trying. A person who speaks English with mistakes is a hero compared to the person who stays silent. I truly hope you enjoyed the theme of today's lesson. Remember, the only way to fail at speaking English is to never open your mouth at all. I encourage you to listen to this story again. Repetition is the absolute key to successful learning and building that inner confidence. Don't be afraid to be your own first conversation partner. Until next time, keep speaking and stay inspired. See you soon.